A good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and a warm welcome to the 12th round of the Formula SimRacing Pro Championship. My name is Felix van Delft and I'm joined here today again by Peter Schultz.
Hello everybody.
So Peter, we are driving here at the iconic Monza track here in Italy, Autodromo di Nazionale Monza. It should be an exciting race. Of course, we had the ace race already yesterday, and the pro guys are now about 5 minutes, just under 5 minutes into their qualifying session. What do you think is going to happen today?
I think we are going to see a really action-packed race. There's lots of overtaking possibilities, lots of long straights. I think it will be pretty interesting.
Yeah, definitely. Qualifying is going to be crucial as well. It is. It's a difficult track to make a good pass on, I think. Of course, you have the long straight, so if you have a good slipstream, it will be relatively easy compared to Hungary, where we raced last week, of course. But it's difficult to line yourself up for such a slipstream, because you, of course, have Ascari, which gives you quite a lot of dirty air if you're too close. And then you're in the next straight after Ascari, you're a bit too far away to get the good slipstream. And the same goes for Parabolica. If you are too close before Parabolica, you get the dirty air from the car in front and you lose quite a lot of time in Parabolica. And therefore, you don't have the distance and enough slipstream to do the car in front on the main straight again. So it is quite difficult, but let's see how these guys are gonna cope with that. At the moment, it is Michael Ayers leading the qualifying session by over 2/10, but Alari Alpeus is about to start his second attempt, I believe. So let's see what he is going to be able to do.
Good braking into turn 1. Car looks pretty planted through there. Has a good acceleration out of turn 2.
Yeah, indeed.
And now comes one of the important parts of the track. You need to nail the chicane here and the Lesmos afterwards.
Now I can say that's pretty much nailed it, isn't it?
Yeah, Lesmo 1 looks good so far. Bit of oversteer.
Turns it into the Lesmo 2 nicely. Need to watch out for cuts as well on this track. It's easy to cut, especially there in Lesmo 2 and here at the exit of Ascari coming up.
Now the important part of Ascari is the second part of it. You need to nail it and watch out that you don't cut the exit of the corner.
Yep.
That looked really good of Alari. He's already nearly 2/10 up of his last lap.
Yeah, 2 green sectors. So let's see what it is going to be. I think it is going to be a low 22, maybe a high 21. Here we go, coming to the line. It's going to be a high 21, 21.971 for Alari Alpeus. Nice lap, nice last sector as well. Nicely nailed that last, Ascari.
And Wojciech Lukaszek just coming into Ascari. He's a bit down on his personal best. What's interesting for Lukaszek is that he is down on top speed.
Yeah, he is. His first sector as well is quite a bit. Oh, he abandons his lap as well.
Yeah.
But his first sector is a 0.781 when Alari did a 0.542. So that's quite a big difference in only the first sector, where you basically have the main straight and the chicane.
He's probably trying to use a bit more downforce to have better cornering, which also could help lining others up for overtakes.
Yep.
But makes you more like other cars. Can you overtake easier if you have higher downforce?
Yeah, indeed. I was just having a look at a newcomer here in the Pro Championship, Chris Shepard. Yeah, he's looking quite well here. 5th at the moment, abandoned his lap, and so does Harris Parvez at the moment. So not the best laps for them.
Michael Ayers just coming into Parabolica. He's a bit down on his best lap.
Yeah,
but
second sector wasn't the
I think
best.
he might get a bit of slipstream from Cameron Roger. But Parabolica doesn't look good for him.
No, he
And
abandons
he
the lap as well.
abandons, yeah. But he drives into the pits. I think he's losing a lap by that.
I don't know. Maybe. Let's see, Mark Hutchinson as well on a lap now. First sector looks good. 0.516 is about as quick as Alari. Now the second sector is going to be important for him. And Lesmo looked quite okay, but let's see what he's going to be able to do through Ascari. That's going to be important if he wants to beat Alari. A little bit wide on the second part, but second sector is not the best. Okay-ish. 28.0. Now coming to the last corner of the track, Parabolica turns it in nicely on the power. Tries to use every bit of road available on the exit. Coming to the line now, what is it going to be for Hutchinson? A 22.319. Puts him up to 5th position for now. A good effort from him.
I think Wojciech Lukaszek just started another lap.
Yeah, he did. He's already in the second sector.
And he abandoned.
Again, that first sector is so much slower compared to the rest of the guys.
But he has the fastest second sector, if I see that correctly.
Yeah, he does, yeah. So that's quite surprising to me. To see a Ghost Speed car with quite low top speed compared to the others.
Yeah, normally they're up top.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, basically since Canada, around 4 of the championship, they have been most of the times using quite low wings compared to the rest, just to make sure they can overtake. And it has been working quite well for them, especially Jonas Simoncic has been winning races quite well against Muhammad Patel. So yeah, it's interesting to see Lukaszek opting for a lower top speed, higher downforce here at Monza, which I think is safe to say the track where everybody is using the lowest downforce they are going to use over the whole season.
Yeah. But maybe he doesn't feel comfortable enough to do lower wings than what he's running now.
Yeah, of course. I mean, with the lower wings, braking is more difficult. Also, the cornering will get quite more difficult because you're depending more on the suspension than you are on the wings. So I am just watching Lionel Clou coming to the line. Had a bit of an oversteering moment through Ascari, so I don't think it's going to be a major improvement. It is not, but still some improvement. P15 for him at the moment. And Jeffrey Fournier is on the lap. Good first sector from him. About as quick as Alari. Now the second sector is going to be important. Uses all the space on the exit of Lesmo 1. Lesmo 2 now has a bit of understeer on the entry. Oversteer on the exit. That's not going to help him in the second sector. Car looked a little bit loose.
And even Leonov is on a good lap.
Oh yeah, he is. Oh, he abandons it though. Don't know what happened. But second sector for Fournier, not the best. But if you can make the last sector work, he might be able to make a move on Michael. I don't know. Parabolica didn't look the best. Didn't have the turn in initially. Had to shift down to a lower gear. No, and indeed, not an improvement for Jeffrey.
And Wojciech Lukaszek is up on his best. Into Ascari now.
Second sector quite good. Oh, he cut though.
But he cut, yeah.
Yep, that is the death trap here at Monza. The exit of Ascari is relatively easy to just cut. And yeah, then your lap is over. In the race, it's also going to be something to really watch out for as a driver. Because it's fairly easy to cut at a couple of places. Also Parabolica, if you just have a little bit of oversteer, then it's easy to slide a little bit outside of the white lines on the exit.
Something to watch out for. Mark Hutchinson, Harris Parvis and Dylan Scrivens will start a lap pretty soon. They're all behind each other.
Yep. Alright, so Mark Hutchinson is gonna be the first one to start his lap, I believe. Coming up to the braking zone for turn 1. Braking at about 120, 110 meters. Nice first corner, I think there from Mark Hutchinson. Nailed the apexes on the power nicely and smoothly. Now coming to the second chicane of this track. Braking at 100 meters. Indeed a very good first sector. Green first sector for Mark Hutchinson. Second chicane looked relatively good. Not the best, I would say, but good enough. Now turns it in nicely for Lesmo 1. Has the grip. Now coming up to Lesmo 2. Turning it in nicely. On the power he goes. Doesn't use as much exit as some people would. But maybe it won't lose him too much time. Coming up to the second sector marker. It is... Ooh, lost out a couple of tenths there, 28.08. That's not going to help him. Touches the inside curb on the left side of Ascari a bit too much, has a bit of oversteer. It's going to be difficult. Parves is also on a good second sector, but not the
But he abandons it. He abandons the step. He went a bit wide at Ascari and lost a bit of time.
Yeah, and Mark, not an improvement as well. It's a shame. Dylan Scrivens, can he do something?
I don't think so.
Oh, he improved. He improved.
Oh, okay.
Up to 9th position.
He was down 2/10 after his second sector, so there's still a lot of time in this lap.
Yeah, Michael Ayers is now starting his try. Second to last try. Didn't see the first corner, so I can't really judge on how good or bad it was. Can just judge the sector time. Not the best, but it's good enough. I would say 5:22. Oh, that's not good enough. That's definitely not good enough.
He clipped both anti-cuts in the chicane, which unsettled his car.
Yep. And that definitely loses him out, because it was going to be a, well, I think good first sector. So maybe if he could attach that good second sector to it, maybe it was going to be a good lap. But alright, Leonov and Lukacek both on a lap. Lukacek just coming through the Lesmo section now. He's got a car in front of him. Let's hope that doesn't really get into his way. I think it's an ACR car, if I can see correctly. Yes, it is. Second sector, 0.647. Purple second sector for Lukacek. Ascari looks good. No cuts there. So this is going to be crucial for Lukacek. Turning it into Parabolica. Has the turn in with the higher wings. Now on the power he goes. Coming to the line. What is it going to be for Lukacek? It is a 22.045. Up to second place. Good effort from him. And I think Jeffrey Fournier just missed the first corner or something. Not sure exactly what happened. I am going to take a look at Chris Shepard in the Drillers Motorsports car, about to start his final lap, I think. Bit of wheel spin on the exit of turn 1. Looking good so far for Chris Shepard. Second sector was pretty good. Now coming to Curva Parabolica.
But I think he lost a bit of time in Ascari.
Let's see though. Last sector. Coming to the line, taking the shortest route. It is an improvement. 22.196 up to 4th place in front of Jeffrey Fournier.
And our current pole setter is starting a lap right now.
Yep, Aladi Alpeus coming to the line to start his final attempt. Looks good. Bit of wheel spin on the exit, but that's not too bad. Now taking the shorter line to the De La Roja chicane. Turning it in nicely. I think I have to say a good chicane. Turning it in for Lesmo 1 on the power. He goes on the limit with the track limits. Lesmo 2 looks good. Has some cars in front of him. Let's hope they don't get into his way. Coming up to Ascari now. Braking just after 100 meters. Good second sector for him. Let's see what it's going to be in the third. Ascari exit looks good as well. Now let's hope these cars in front of him get out of the way. Picks up some slipstream. Oh, Leia no clue. Didn't really know where to go. Maybe lost Aladi a little bit of time in the braking for Parabolica. And he abandons his lap indeed. I think he won't be very happy with Lionel Clue there. I mean, he was warming his tires and didn't really know where to go then.
Yeah, but I think it didn't cost him pole. Lukaszek and Ice both don't do another lap.
Yep, so
And
it's,
Jeffrey Fournier is already 2.5 tenths down.
Dylan Scrivens improved his time for a 6th position. Jeffrey Fournier. There's a bit of lag on my screen. I don't know if that's me or...
No, that's Jeffrey.
So he abandons his lap 2. And that is the qualifying session over, I believe. Yep, nobody on the lap anymore. So our pole sitter for today will be Aladi Alcapeus. Nice lap from him. But overall, quite a close qualifying, I would say. They're about 1 second between P1 and P16. Which is, well, I would say not too bad. Alright, so I think we are just going to take a short break here at the beginning when the drivers are switching to the warm-up session. And then we will be back in about 5 minutes, I would say. Until then, well, maybe grab a cup of coffee, get ready to watch a very exciting pro race. Let's hope everybody gets clean through the first couple of corners. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are getting ready to get the 12th round of the Pro Championship here in Italy going. If you missed the first part of our live stream, the qualifying went relatively well. Aladi Alcapeos will be starting from the pole position. Let's see what he can do from there. I mean, as I've said already earlier in the stream, if you get a good slipstream, it is relatively easy to pass, but to get a good slipstream is relatively difficult because of the dirty air through Parabolica and Ascari. But of course, on the first couple of laps, you will be close anyway. So let's see what the guys behind him will be able to do. And let's hope everything goes well in the first couple of corners. I mean, in Ace, I believe there were some incidents in the first corner. I haven't really seen any replays of that.
Yeah, I was kind of involved yesterday.
Oh, okay. What happened?
So my start went quite well, turn 1 went quite well, then there was some debris flying under my car into turn 2 and my car spun. When I went back to track, I was last and there was cars flying everywhere without rear wings, bouncing into the wall, coming back to the track, bouncing into another car. It was pretty crazy in the back.
Wow. Yeah, that happens sometimes here. I mean, especially now when the Ace Championship is also open for privateers, so you don't have to join a team or register a team to join the Ace Championship. So there are quite a lot of other drivers involved, maybe less experienced drivers than Ace is used to. So yeah, then those kind of incidents happen. Let's hope Pro stays relatively clean. I remember last year where the first corner went pretty clean, and then the second corner, Javier Muyano missed his braking point totally, rammed me out in the second chicane, and that caused a bit of chaos.
Yeah, I think I remember that. Thing is, most drivers are careful into turn 1, and then when they come onto turn 4, I think.
Yeah, turn 4,
next chicane. There are most of the time more incidents than into turn 1. Because people start to try to overtake instead of being careful, and then there will be some incidents.
Yeah.
I think we lost the driver after qualifying.
Yeah, Chris Shepard, I believe, isn't it? Right?
Yeah. I think he won too many laps into quali, got disqualified, and is now not taking part in the race.
Yeah, that's right. He did too many laps in qualifying. Normally, the drivers in qualifying have a lap limit of a total of 12 laps. So that usually means 4 hot laps, including 2, or including an in-lap and an out-lap. But I guess he did 1 lap too many, and then you get disqualified from the session, and then therefore he had to start from the back. But I guess he wasn't really keen on doing that and decided to call it a day. So here in the warm-up session, it seems that Lukaszek is the quickest on track. However, of course, we don't know exactly how much fuel these drivers are carrying and how hard they are pushing their tires, of course, because you still need to manage tires a little bit here at Monza, even though 90% is a straight. You still have a couple of corners where you can ruin your tires, and especially on the braking, if you have a little bit of a flat spot, it can be quite difficult to make sure you don't make those tires even worse after you have made that flat spot. Anyway, warm-up session is over, and I think we are about to switch to the race session. So this is gonna be some exciting stuff. I hope you guys in the chat are also ready. I hope you are ready as well, Peter.
I am. Lap 1 will be interesting, to say the least.
Yeah, that's gonna be interesting, but we'll see.
I think we haven't spoken yet about strategy. What do you think will drivers do today?
Yesterday in Ace we saw 2 stops, I think, and a couple of 1-stops. Sergi Heras, Viktor Ivanov did a 1-stop. I think in Pro it's gonna be mainly one stops and maybe a few guys doing a two stop, because it's 40 laps, and in Ace the drivers did about 19-18 laps on the option tire, and did about 20-21 on the prime tire, most of the guys. So I would say then do a one stop here if I were a pro driver. But maybe somebody else has a little bit more tire wear than the other drivers, or wants to drive with a little bit less fuel, and then decides to do a two stop. But I don't know, the pit lane delta, because the straight is quite long and the drivers go quite fast over it, is about 26 seconds.
Yeah.
So you lose quite a bit of time doing an extra pit stop. So I don't know. I think it's gonna be mainly one stops. But what do you think?
I think one stop is the only reasonable strategy here. The tires last very long around here. You could probably do all of the 40 laps in Pro with the prime tires, no problem.
Oh, sorry, I got corrected by Victor. Victor didn't do a one stop. Well, my bad.
But I think our Frostland did also one stop with Sergi, and both started from the pits, I think.
Alright. Yeah.
But I just see that I have to restart my game because the TV plugin is not working.
Alright, so I'll take us through the formation lap then. Cars are rolling off the grid now nicely. Everybody getting away. It's good to see, no engine problems. Would be a bit strange, I think, already having a blown engine before the start of the formation lap. Anyway, it is Alariel Kpeu starting from pole position. The new Netrex driver, second race here, and doing quite well again in qualifying. Then Wojciech Lukacek will be looking to get some more points over his rivals in the championship, Michael Ayers and Harris Parves. Then it is indeed Michael Ayers in third place. He will be having the inside line into turn 1, so maybe wants to try something on Lukacek. I don't know, we'll see. Then Jeffrey Fournier in fourth place. Mark Hutchinson in fifth. Good qualifying from Mark there. Then Dylan Scrivens and Harris Parves for flag to flag. Then it is Dave Paling starting from 8th position. Tom Oddenmenger, I think a good qualifying for him in the Drillers Motorsports car, in 9th place. Then Ivan Leonov as well for Drillers Motorsports in 10th position. Then Matthew Tucson just outside the top 10. Cameron Roger in 12th place. I think he is starting on the prime tire. Yes, he is. That's someone to look out for. Then Mirko Lupini as well on the prime tire. Jordi Lopez, same thing. He's quite a bit further down than I would have used. Oh wait, I think he has a penalty, does he?
No, he does not.
Oh wow, then I'm really surprised by him being in 14th position. Wow, okay. Eugene van Lorenberg in 15th, Mike Almeida in 16th. He will be starting from the pit lane, I believe. Then 17th, Lionel Clue, Gerlof de Vries in 18th. David O'Reilly starting from the pit lane in 19th. Reinier Vergeer in 20th. Ballas Galliard in 21st, also starting from the pits. Then Connor Acatella, sorry if I mispronounce any names. 22nd, Corey Hudson in 23rd. 24th, Diego Doko. Then Thomas Andrea Mihariosoa, sorry if I mispronounced that. Robin Panzer 26th, Lawrence Doherty in 27th, Tom van Egmond 28th, Remco Major 29th, and then we are getting ready to start this race. Peter, could you take us through the start, please? Or are you not ready yet?
I am. I
All
was
right.
just looking into the pit lane. We have 5 pit lane starters today. And the lights are on. And the race is live. Alawi gets a good start. But Michael Ayers into a slipstream. He covers off Lukacek. And Alawi in the inside into turn 1.
Ooh, a little bit of contact there with Lukacek and Michael Ayers. Almost went wrong there. Luckily, Michael is able to keep his car pointed in the right direction, but it almost went wrong there.
And lots of contact in the back, I think. And Tucson is down to P21. I think he took the escape road into turn 1. But otherwise, the start looks pretty clean in the back. Oh, and Tusa made contact with Corey Hudson into turn 5.
Alright. But relatively clean start, I would say, here for the pro race. No major crashes. And the front, nothing has changed so far, I believe. Well, Mark Hutchinson dropped back a little bit. He is down to 9th
Forney is
place.
attacking Michael Ayers and overtook him into Ascari.
Yeah, that's an interesting move. I mean, Michael will be having the slipstream now. Well, I think so. If he doesn't fall back too far behind him. I think something happened in the
I think
Ascari
Cameron Roger
chicane.
and Mirko Lupini made contact.
Yeah, I think so
the
too.
replay now.
Yeah, Cameron Roger without a front wing. And also the SCR driver. Let's see though. Oh, Aladi is getting attacked by Wojciech. Lukacek. He's trying something up the inside of turn 1. But isn't really able to do it. Now Jeffrey Fournier is already really close to his rear. Let's see what Jeffrey is going to be able to do on the outside for the second chicane. Now brakes late. He will be having the line and indeed takes it. But has to take too much grip on the inside for the second part of the chicane. Now Wojciech can take the line and they make contact and they spin. Wojciech Lukacek spins into the way of Dylan Scrivens. Wojciech, hope he doesn't reverse back into the track now. Oh, and he does. Oh, and makes contact with another ACR driver there. Lukacek not really having a good day here so far, and I think that's pretty much the end of his race. His wheel is turned 90 degrees to the left and he is out of this race.
And I was just looking into the replay of Cameron Roger when this happened. So he went side by side with the Trillis car through Ascari. They made contact out of Ascari. Cameron Roger spun and there were 4 or 5 cars involved in that incident afterwards.
Yeah, Dylan Scrivens, I believe, has also suspension damage. Let's see if I can...
He's pitting actually,
Yeah.
Dylan Scrivens.
Let's see if I can get a replay. I think Eugene van Loggenberg is the one getting caught up in that. Very unfortunate for him. Lukacek on board with him. Had a really bad exit out of the corner. And then Fournier and him just collected wheels. Let's go back a little bit further on the replay again. Let's see it from a top view. So here in slow motion, you see Fournier turns in, Lukacek as well. Well, the tree gets in the way a little bit. Well, that's unfortunate. But you can see their tires get collected. Lesman 1 is really not a place to overtake. And then Dylan Scrivens can't do much and collects him. Then Lukacek does the stupidest thing you can ever do and go into a blind corner forwards. Takes out Eugene van Loggenberg with him.
Yeah,
And
not only going back to the racing line, but also going against traffic into the racing line,
Yeah,
which is
exactly.
not acceptable.
And also in the blind corner, basically. So,
Yeah.
really, really unfortunate
And
to see
Dylan
for...
Scrivens and Eugene van Lange both DNF'd.
Yep, that is really unfortunate to see for both of them.
And Mark Hutchinson had a moment too, he's P23. What happened there?
Maybe also involved in that. I think so, maybe not.
Oh no, he attacked the Trillis car into turn 1. And then got rear-ended by another Trillis car.
Oh well. Let's see a quick replay of that. Into turn 1, Hutchinson. No, this is already further back, so can't really see. Alright, so in the front, Oladi Alcpeu is already 2.4 seconds ahead of Jeffrey Fournier. Michael Ayers in 3rd place, making a little bit of a gap to his teammate Harris Parves, but Harris from not the best qualifying position, I think, already fought back up to 4th place. Had some help from Lukacek, I would say, but yeah, doing a good job so far.
And there's more contact.
Yeah, I heard something. Can't really see what happened. Let's see. 14th place. Lawrence Doherty is about to make a move on the Breslin car right in front of him. Decides to not do it in Parabolica. I think that's a wise choice, because then he will have the slipstream onto the main straight. Lawrence Doherty, surely if he can get the braking right for turn 1.
Oh, God.
Goes to the inside. He's about to make the move. Is he able to break the braking? Ooh, he doesn't quite give up, but he makes the move, I think, if he gets a good exit. Michael Maida will be, or Connor Acatella will be having the slipstream now, coming up to the second chicane. Doherty goes defensive. What offensive move, but he breaks late, Connor, but isn't really able to make the move stick. Now he has to watch out for Diego Doko and a Drillis car, Remco Major, right next to him. Remco Major makes the move on Doko, made a little bit of contact. Now Doko will be watching into Lesmo 2, but decides wisely to back out of that. And Peter, what were you about to say?
The contact we heard was Thomas Andrea Miyahisoa. Sorry for the name.
Yeah.
He spun out of Lesmo to run into the wall, lost his rear wing, and then came back into traffic and basically crashed into Balázs Galia.
Oh, damn. That is very unfortunate as well. Dave Paling, in the meantime, has gone up to P5. Who's that in the grass? Is that just Ballas? Yeah, I think that was Ballas in the grass.
He just DNF'd. He probably got major suspension damage from the incident I just talked about.
So let's go back to this battle. Oh, I see Mark Hutchinson making a move on Michael Maida. And Tom van Egmond breaks very late. Has to take the escape road into turn 1. I think almost ran into the back of his teammate there. So the battle for P15 is still not done. Remco Major is about to make a move up the inside of Ascari. Is that not the best place to do? It's a very, very strange place to make such a move, I would say. But he makes it stick, kind of. Had some contact with the driver in front of him.
Who lost another position to Diego Dalco?
Yeah. Connor lost 2 positions because of that. I will go to the replay just in a minute. Let's see if Diego Doko will be able to do anything in the slipstream. No, I think he's too far back. So let's quickly go to that replay, because I think, well, not the cleanest move of the day, I would say. We go on the replay. If we can have the replay, here we go. Remco Major coming up to Ascari, has the slipstream, so of course he will have the better momentum into Ascari. Outbrakes him on the inside, but I don't know. Maybe he was able to make the corner. Let's take an onward view from Connor. Yeah, difficult to say. Maybe not enough room given for Connor. Maybe not really the right line, but I don't know. I'm lucky that I'm not the one that's the one to decide for these incidents, and we have a nice race director for that. Alright, so Evers Parves is now getting caught up a little bit by Dave Paling, I think. Dave having a really strong race so far. Let's take a look at the lap times. Dave Paling last lap was a little bit slower than Harris Parves, but still he's pretty close. Laps before that I think were constantly pretty quick. 23.9, 23.9. The 2 laps before that from Dave Paling, so that's relatively good pace. Dave just needs to make sure he lines up a move if he wants to make a move, or wait for the right moment to make that move. Maybe save a little bit of tires behind Harris. And then at the end of the stint when Harris has more worn tires, then make the move instead of now.
In the back, Mark Hutchison just made the move onto Mike Almeida, starting to move further down the field, or up the field I should say. And behind him is his teammate Tom van Ekman, missed turn 1 again, needed to take the escape road, and now is under pressure from David O'Wady. And Mark Hutchison is now close to Connor Akitala. He'll probably make a move again into turn 1.
Yep, here we go. Gets the slipstream. Should be able to make that move nice and easy up the inside corner. Doesn't bother defending. Mark is also on these faster tires, so... Brakes late. Turns it in nicely. Makes the corner. Nice move from Mark Hutchinson there. And he will be looking forward again after a bad start of this race for him. But still 30 laps remaining, so still a lot can be done. Jordi Lopez, by the way, also very great first couple of laps. 8th position already for him, and the same goes for Gerlof de Vries. So, I'm surprised to see that Alari isn't really pulling out a big gap on Jeffrey Fournier. Jeffrey is keeping up quite nicely with him. Gap is hanging between that 1.5 to 2 second gap.
Both of them are the only ones into the 23s at the moment on track. I'm not it's wrong, Horace Pub is also into the 23s right now.
Yeah,
And further in the back, Lionel Klug, Matthew Tucson and Robin Panzer all next to each other. Tucson outbrakes himself and has to cut the chicane and loses the position to Robin Panzer because of it.
Alright, let's see the replay of that real quick. So, on board with Robin Panzer, you're indeed going 3 wide almost into turn 4, and Tucson just totally misses his braking point there and has to concede the places. Too bad for him. Robin Panzer and Lionel Klug really close. Ooh, Lionel a little bit of oversteer through Parabolica. Now Panzer will be having some slipstream. Lionel weaving all over the place. Not sure if that's totally legal. I don't know.
Yeah, that's not the correct thing to do. I mean, you could argue he's trying to break the slipstream, but...
Yeah. Panzer will now have the slipstream again coming up to turn 4. It's a difficult place to overtake, but if you make the move stick and do it in a fair way, that's a good move. Klug doesn't really know where he wants to go, I think, but does the defensive thing. Panzer has a little bit of oversteer on the exit of turn 4. Now has the dirty air through Lesmos. In the front, the pace is starting to pick up a little bit more. Alari and Jeffrey Fournier still doing 23.7, 23.6. Good lap times from both those drivers. Panzer is a little bit too far back, I think, to make the move this time. Let's see how Jeffrey is doing.
Further in the back, Mark Hutchinson is now into the battle of Remco Major and Diego Docco. He needs to clear those as soon as possible because I think both are running up primes right now.
Yep.
Yeah, they are. Need to get past them.
Here we go, Mark. Taking a look up the inside. That's wisely not to go for a do or dive move there.
Oh, and Diego Doggo makes a mistake. That's an easy one for Mark.
Yep, easy move there for Mark. Now we'll be aiming his sights on Remco Major.
Further at the front, House Powers is able to make a gap to Dave Paling while closing the gap to Michael. Getting closer every lap.
Oh, further down the back, I think Almeida is indeed making a move. Yep, easy pass there. And Ton van Egmond late on the brakes with David O'Reilly. Whew.
And House is wide into the gearbox of Michael Ayers. Nearly made the move into Ascari.
Alright, so let's see what these two can do. Of course, they are teammates, but we have seen them collide already in Bahrain.
And they are
First race
both
of the
fighting
season.
for the championship right
Yeah,
now.
they are.
Lukaszek is out of the race, so it
Fournier
cannot
pits,
go
by
better
the
for
way.
them.
Fournier pits, whoa, that's gonna be two-stop for sure.
It has to be, yeah. So that's why he could keep up with Alawi.
Yep. So, Parves, what are you going to do here? Got about, what is it, 5 laps remaining until the first pit stop.
I think something about 18 laps.
Yep,
You
yeah,
know,
exactly.
just-
Mark Hutchinson has passed Major, by the way. Fournier is gone to the prime tire, so technically he could be doing a one-stop still, but he would have to do 26 laps on the prime tire. Would be quite a
Well,
lot
it
of
is
fuel.
possible, actually. 26 laps is not too bad.
Well, yeah, but you will have quite a lot of fuel, and he is
Yeah.
he's stuck in a group of traffic quite a bit. I mean, he's right behind Tucson, Panzer, Clue, Gerlof de Vries. Won't be able to do the pace he would like, I think. And as well, I mean, 26 lap worth of fuel, how much is that? That's about...
It's around about 100, I think.
Yeah. About 100 liters, so it's doable, I think. But it's a heavy car, and it's not going to help him. Anyway, Diogo Doko and David O'Reilly both into the pit lane. That allows Ton van Egmond to have a little bit of clean air. He almost made the move on Honor into turn 1. Oh, whoa, huh? That's a weird mistake there from Van Egmond. Let's see if I can get a replay of that. Tried to make the move up the inside in turn 1. I think he had oversteer on the exit or something. Oh yeah, he did. Almost lost the car. Luckily can keep it pointed in the right direction. Alright, Harris Parvis. Not really as close as he was before. Dave Paling also dropping back a bit.
And Jaffe Fournier is closing up to Mathusen.
Yep, he will be looking to get past as soon as possible.
Good thing for him is Tucson will probably pit within the next 2 laps, but the 3 cars in front are all prime runners.
Yeah, that is true. So Fournier on his pace last lap 24.2, so that's not too bad. Maybe he's on for a 2-stop. I think he is.
I think he is, yeah.
That pace is relatively good. If he would be running 100 liters, I would be amazed by that pace.
Yeah, I think that's too fast for a 1-stop.
Tucson having a bit of oversteer through Ascari, I wanted to say, but Jeffrey Fournier getting the dirty air and running wide there.
Robin Panzer is getting closer and closer to Lionel Clue while he gets closer to Galoff de Vries.
Yep.
And I think Lionel Clue can make a move into turn 1 on Galoff.
Here we go.
He tries around the outside, but breaks earlier.
Yeah, Gerloff good on the brakes there. Panzer also needs to look out. Let's see what Clue can do in the slipstream coming to turn 4. Going for the move up the inside. He is. They make a little bit of contact. Not a lot of room given there for Gerloff de Vries. And Gerloff decides, I think wisely, to take the escape road. Keeps in front. I think that isn't too bad. Gordon was his, to be fair. But I don't know. The race director can decide on that, not me. But this has allowed Panzer to close in a little bit more. And also the 2 drivers of Fournier and Tucson. Fournier very, very sideways through Ascari. There we go, Fournier will be having some slipstream. But I think Tucson will have some slipstream from the cars in front as well. So it will be difficult for Fournier to make the move, I think. You can see him closing in, but I don't think it's enough. Tucson goes defensive anyways. Goes back to the racing line though. Ooh, Fournier brakes late. Has a little bit of contact with Tucson's rear end.
Oh, nearly loses it out of turn 2.
Yeah, a bit too eager on the power there. And he is losing a valuable time. Compared to Michael Ayers and Aladi Alpeus.
Oh, and that wasn't a good move by Jaffe.
Oh, I missed out. I was looking at the driver of Lionel Clue and Panzer. Let's take a look on the replay though. So coming out of the second chicane, Fournier, what did he do? Oh wow, he just drives into the back of Tucson. That is very, very weird. And he doesn't give back the position?
He does.
Oh, he did. Okay, that's great. sportsmanship
And
from
Narawi's pitting.
Fournier. Alright, Alari in the pits, Michael Ayers and Parves stay out.
And Leon Leclerc is pretty close to Galov again. Yeah, and this will
Side
be an
by
easy move
side.
into
Also
turn 1.
Alari right behind them in front of Fournier. Let's see. Yeah, Alari has gained, I think, a second or two compared to Fournier. Not too much, I would say.
Well, Fournier, while giving back the place to Tucson, he needed to let
yeah, of course.
Lawrence Doherty through. So he lost another 2 seconds, I think, because of that.
Yeah, it won't be helping him. And Alari, I think, surprising to see, is on the option tire.
Is
So
he?
He is. He needs to do another stop.
No,
Well,
he's on the primes.
Is he?
Yeah, he is.
Okay, then it's just my my game not loading correctly. Because for me, it's on the options.
For me, it's just primes.
Okay.
So that should be correct, as he was on the options before.
Yeah. I guess they still have to load then. Alright, Willem Panzer will now be looking to make the move on Gerlof de Vries after Lionel Clue. Here we go. Panzer on the outside, brakes late, but Gerlof defends nicely there. Here we go, now coming to turn 4. Outside will be for Panzer, brakes quite late, they make a little bit of contact and Gerlof de Vries spins around into the wall. Loses his front wing, I think. Yes, he does. That is very unfortunate. Backs onto the racing circuit. Luckily, nobody else that was there, but that is really a big shame for Gerlof de Vries. He was about to get a very nice finish there. Let's take a look at the replay.
And they locked their tires into turn 4, I think.
Right, here we go. So Panzer, he was making the move on the outside of Gerlof de Vries. They locked wheels a little bit and then...
Yeah. They locked their wheels and both started sliding because of it. And then Gerlof hit the anti-cut and his car went into Robin's car.
Yeah, wow. That is a big shame.
And Fournier oh god, I just got scared a bit. Fournier made a move onto Lawrence Doherty, and in that moment Lawrence Doherty's car lagged to the front, and I just saw how he took out Alawi. Like, it was a millimeter from taking out Alawi.
Wow, okay.
Got scared for a moment there.
Wow. Yeah, Larry is showing now the prime tire for me, so it should be fine. Yay. Will now be looking to get Doherty as soon as possible. Michael Ayers and Harris Parves have rejoined behind him, but of course they had a longer stop because they put in more fuel, and they will have more fuel than in the tank and will be slower. Jordi Lopez now pitting as well from the lead of the race actually.
And Leon Leclerc and Robin Panzer also pitting.
Yep, let's see. Jordi Lopez goes for me still on the options, but probably also bugged again. Yeah, he's on the prime tire, so that's...
No. He started on the primes.
Oh yeah, that's true. Sorry, my bad. Of course. He is on the option tire then.
And Mark Hutchinson is on the back of Matthew Tucson. Both on the prime tires now.
So Lawrence Doherty really must be pitting now soon. Ooh, he's lagging a bit still. But Fournier is losing a lot of time here. Last lap for Fournier was a 26.2. Last lap for Maladi was a 24.7. Almost 2 seconds slower there. And I think Lawrence goes into the pit lane. Yes, he does. So Fournier now finally can push a little bit. But how long can he push? Because I don't know when his final pit stop will be. But I think it won't take too long. Maybe 5 laps.
I think he pitted lap 14, I think. 13 or 14. So you will probably pit something like 28 or 27. And Mark Hutchinson makes the move on Tucson into turn 1. Tries around the outside, but Tucson blocks him. Oh, and I hear crushing noise. It's Lawrence Doherty. Yeah.
What did he do? Did he just hit the anti-cut?
I think. Let's see.
He lags a lot though on my screen.
Yeah, he lags a lot.
Let's see. Yeah, I think he hit the anti-cut, spun around into the wall. End of his race. Or well, maybe not the end, but definitely won't help him for his position. Remco Major into the pit lane.
And I think Tom Oldenmenger also spun and lost 5 positions.
Right, so Remco getting out. Will be rejoining, I think, B15, maybe a little bit further back. Just in front of Tucson, no, behind Tucson. So P16 for Remco. Or P15. Yeah, P15.
And Hutchinson making the move into turn 4. And still can't get past Tucson.
Wow. Yeah, Tucson. They are on the same tires, probably also relatively the same fuel loads. And Fournier is charging forward to Alari now. Yep, down to 1.5 seconds. Hutchinson needs to find a spot where he can line himself up for a good move. He's got the good exit out of Ascari. He needs to... Don't make the move before Parabolica, Mark. You will have the slipstream on you.
Oh, and they touch.
Yeah, they touch. But now, I mean, Tucson does the smart thing indeed. Just tucks in behind Mark into the slipstream. We'll have the slipstream coming up to turn 1. And we'll be relatively making an easy move, I think, if Mark can defend very hard. Here we go, Tucson. We'll have the inside of the second part. On the power he goes. Gonna be very close coming up to turn 4. Mark will have the shorter line to the corner. And now Tucson will tuck back into the slipstream for a moment. Goes for the inside. Mark tries to defend hard. Tucson brakes hard, locks his front wheels, but manages to take back that position. And Mark needs to really think about how he's going to get past the driver in front of him.
Where these two are fighting, Remco Major caught up with them. So it will be a 3-way battle now. And from what we've seen from Remco so far, he will not wait too long and will dive somewhere up the inside pretty soon.
He's got the faster tire as well, so Here we go. Mark makes the mistake. Parabolica allows Remco close in. But Mark also has a slipstream from Tucson.
Oh, Mark breaks late.
Tucson leaves a little bit of room there for him. I think that's a smart decision, because don't think Mark would have made the corner otherwise. And Fournier within a second of Alari now.
Further up the front, how has Pavis managed to close the gap to Michael Ayres? Down to 4/10 again.
That is pretty close as well. Let's see though, Mark Hutchinson. Ooh, Remco.
On Tucson makes a mistake, he clips the inside curb too hard. So this should give Mark an easy run down the straight.
Here we go. Around the outside maybe. He needs to do a good braking effort though.
Oh, Tucson is late on the brakes and managed to defend the position. And Remco taps Mark Hutchinson into the rear.
Yeah, a little tap, I think nothing too major. But indeed, great defense so far from Matthew Tucson.
And Harris is really close to Michael Ayres now into Ascawi. But he clips the anti-cut on the exit and loses a lot of time.
Yeah, he does. The Dirtier, as I've said quite a few times already for the race as well, Ascari can be quite damaging to your pace, and then also loses.
And Remco Major is pretty close now to Mark Hutchinson, but he goes out of slipstream really early.
Yeah, Remco needs to be smart now. He has the fresher tires, so he will get past eventually anyway. But just needs to make sure he does it in a clean way and doesn't make his tires go all hot and cheesy.
Oh, and what happened at the front? Geoffrey Fournier is right up the back of Alari.
Yeah, Geoffrey Fournier has been closing in that gap. Mark Hutchinson tries it up the inside. Now needs to watch out for Remco Major. But again, Mark not able to do it. Let's go back to the front. Alari will be having to defend from Geoffrey Fournier. Of course, Geoffrey is on that different strategy. I'm very interested to see when is he going to make that second pit stop. But he is really, really close. I think he's going to make it now.
Yeah.
Yep, he is. So yeah, where is he going to rejoin?
I think he gets a try through. He was too fast into the pits.
That could well be. But his race, on strategy, I think he just binned it. I mean, he will be rejoining in P7, I think. P6, P7.
Oh, and Mark Hutchinson gets a good run on Tucson now. Tucson needed to go defensive into Ascawi and had a really bad line through it.
Here we go. Hutchinson taking the shorter line. Tucson losing the position there. Now needs to watch out though, because Mark Hutchinson again will be having no slipstream, and Tucson will be having the slipstream. Goes on the outside. Will he be able to do it on a braking? Mark Hutchinson brakes late. Tucson on the inside. Will be the inside for the other corner. Makes a little bit of contact. Backs out of it. And now Tucson needs to watch out for Remco Major. Here we go. Remco on the outside for the second chicane. Here we go. Maybe late braking effort. No. Makes no move just yet. Alright, so let's see what Remco Major can do here. In the meantime, Harris still can't really get past Michael.
And Jeffrey Foney is getting close to Ivan Leonov now.
Yeah, he will be having the quicker tire, of course, and low fuel. I mean, he's got fuel for, what is it, 11 laps?
Yeah, 11 laps.
So that's, what is it, 40, 50 liters maybe?
Yeah, I think about 40.
Yep. We'll be seeing very quick times from him. He can get past this driller's car in front of him. Ooh, a lot of oversteer on the exit. Goes for the outside of Parabolica. Would you want to make that move? The car in front will have the slipstream then. Side by side through Parabolica. They go on the limit of track limits there.
Oh, and Cameron Rogers' stage just got worse. I think there was another incident.
Here we go. Ivan Leonov will now be having the inside line for turn 1. See, Jeffrey brakes late. Leonov tries to get back on the braking. They make a bit of contact. And I see indeed a flag-to-flag wing and plate at turn 1. So must have been something that happened with Cameron Rogers there. Now yeah. Ivan Leonov will be having the slipstream coming up to turn 3 and 4. Here we go. Is he going to go on the outside on the grass? He goes a little bit. Fournier decides wisely, I think, to back out of that because he didn't really know what was going to happen. He's now trying to go up the inside of Lesmo 1. He's going to make that move stick. No, not really now coming through Lesmo 2. Brakes late. Whoa! Almost runs back into the back of Ivan Leonov. Of course, Ivan doesn't really have the same tires as you do, Jeffrey. So he can't brake as late as you can. This lost him out quite a bit. So what happened?
The fight for P11. Remco's making a move on Tucson into Ascari again. Oh, and they touch again
and they make contact. Yep, Remco Major spins.
He tries it on the inside of Ascari and can't make it without doing contact.
Now Gerlof de Vries also right behind him. Gerlof, who had to make another pit stop, had to change his front wing back up to P13, is now battling for almost the top 10 position.
I will now look into the Cameron Roger incident.
Yep. Here we go, Gerlof de Vries, will he do something into turn 1? He brakes late, but he brakes, oh, and Remco Major just rams into the back of Matthew Tucson.
Oh god.
And Tom van Egmond now also really close to Gerlof de Vries. And Michael Ryder right behind that. Let's see the replay. I will wait a little bit because Tom van Egmond will be making a move on the outside of Gerlof de Vries. Will he make that stick? Yes, he will. Nice move there from Van Egmond. Now Michael Maida will be looking on the back of Gerlof de Vries. Gerlof going defensive into Lesmo 1. Almeida backs out of that wisely, I think. Yep. And now Almeida will be looking to make the move somewhere else on the circuit. Let's take a look on the replay of Remco Major into turn 1. So here we go. Remco, let's take a top view. Was getting attacked by Gerlof de Vries. Braked very, very late. Tried to defend from de Vries, but just rams into the back of Tucson. Doesn't care any bit about the driver in front of him. And then goes back onto the power. Tucson loses, what is it, 3-4 positions almost? Really, really weird to see there from Remco Major, and it doesn't also give the position back to Tucson. Not the most sporting-like behavior, if you ask me. But
So
I'm
what
not a
happened
race
to
director.
Cameron Roger was he was fighting with Diego Dorco down the pit lane straight, the pit straight,
Mhm.
and Dorco tried to go to his right, like outside the track, and Cameron was all the way to the white line, and then when the cross came up, Diego Dorco tried to move to the left side, but Cameron's car was there, so he just turned
Oh,
into
wow.
Cameron's car, and
Wow.
they both, yeah, kind of spun.
Michael Maida tried to make a move into turn 1. Didn't really make it stick. Back in the front, Parves and Michael Ayers still battling quite hard, but Parves just not able to get close enough.
And Jeffrey got a drive-through penalty.
Yep,
He's
he
serving
did.
it now.
Maybe even a stop-go? I think it's even a stop-go.
It is, yeah.
Or is it?
Yeah, it is.
Well, yep.
That could put him out of the points, I think.
Yeah, Tom van Egmond,
no, I
Gerlof.
don't
No,
think so.
they're too far. Are they? No, they are not. Outside of the top 10, and yeah, almost outside of the points. Remco Major just in front of him. Yeah, Jeffrey Fournier just too aggressive during the whole race. Not the right strategy. Too aggressive on his tires. Too aggressive on his racing as well. And that just loses him out so many positions. Those
Down
is-
further up front, Travis Parvis is still within 4/10 of Michael Ayers.
Yeah, Parves is really close, but not close enough to make the move. Michael just driving a solid race, not making any mistakes, and Parves not able to line up a move.
And Jeffrey Fournier is making a move onto Remco. And Remco just pushes him off track. You can't do that.
Whoa. And he crashes into the wall. Yep, that's the end of his
That's-
race.
yeah.
Let's see the replay. Alright, so on board with Fournier. He's going for the outside. Yeah, I think the first bit from Fournier was a bit too optimistic. Let's scroll it back a little bit. Right here, Fournier is trying to go for the outside, but the racing line is there for Remco. But then he decides, I think, himself to go onto the rush. He could have backed out still. But then when he was already alongside, well, Remco could have made the space. But he didn't. I don't know. I think, again, a bit too aggressive from Fournier. But also Remco that didn't really give the room for him. I don't know. Right, so Parves still not close enough. He's got 4 laps remaining to try and get past the driver in front of him. Maybe, just maybe, Parves has been saving his tires a little bit and now can start to push and attack Michael Ayers. Or maybe it's been the other way around. Michael Ayers has been saving tires, just managing the gap, and now can start to push and make sure Parves can't get past in these final laps. But I think these final laps are going to be quite interesting here for the podium positions. And of course, the championship fight is in here.
Most important thing for both of these is to not crash.
Yeah, exactly.
Lukaszek is out of the race, so just don't crash.
Yeah, no, of course. I mean, I would like to see them race, but I wouldn't be very surprised if they just give a quick message to each other or their engineers to each other. Please don't crash. Well, I know as a fact that their engineer in Bahrain said that too, but they did anyway. So let's see how they can cope with that.
And further back, it looks like Mike Almeida will make a move on Gall of the Freeze soon. At least they're pretty close to each other.
Parves, close, but not close enough. He's getting closer. Oh, Michael makes a little bit of mistake in the braking zone. That gives Parves a good run into the second chicane. Will it be close enough?
I think he got too much wheel spin out of turn 2.
Yep, he did. Just needs to take this momentum and get it through the whole lap and keep the gap close. Make sure you don't lose too much in the dirty air through the Lesmos. I think he has a good chance if he gets a good Ascari now. Make sure you're not too close through Ascari. Gets out of the dirty air a little bit to get a good turn in through Ascari. I think it's been a good turn in the first part. Second part, not so much. And that loses him out 2-3 tenths. And I think that's too far now for him to make any move. Really, Parves struggling to get through Ascari, it seems. Just every time he's a little bit too close to him or doesn't get the turn in right in the dirty air. And then loses out so much time compared to Michael Ayers. And I think it's safe to say so far Jordi Lopez has been the driver of the day. I mean, he has come from P18 on the grid. Is now driving P4, only 3.5 seconds behind Harris Parves. Only 16 seconds behind the leader of this race.
Oh, and Mike Almeida will make a move onto Gall of the Freeze into turn 1. Tries for the outside. Let's see who breaks later. On there goes Seb. Oh, and Mike Almeida nearly spins.
Yeah, needs to try again. I think Ruben Panzer and Leonel Klue are still close as well. Yeah, they are. Of course, also teammates, but I think Panzer would like to be in front of him. Anyway, let's see. Parves, is he closer this time? Not really. He's a bit closer than last time around, but not close enough. Only 2 laps remaining now. If Harris wants this second place, he really needs to start fighting for his life through the dirty air. But I think he shouldn't be too sad if he doesn't get it. Of course he will lose points compared to his teammate, but they will both gain points compared to Lukacek.
Oh, and Remco Major is close to Matthew Tucson.
Alright. So they
He's making a move into turn 1.
Around the outside. Gonna be the inside in the second part. They make contact again a little bit. Major almost spins.
I think Remco Major must have made a mistake because he was in front of Tucson.
Yeah.
Let's see.
And the last lap is running now. Alari just came out of turn 1. Michael and Harris are close.
Oh.
This is the last lap. Is Harris going to be able to do anything about it? Has a bit of wheel spin out of the second corner.
Remco ended up behind Matthew Tucson because he let him through after like 10 laps after the incident.
Okay, well, at least that's nice.
Oh, and there's contact between Robin
Glue and
Panzer and
Panzer
Clue, I
are
think.
the
Oh no,
teammates?
please not.
No, I think contact, but no crash or something.
Okay.
And they both are still in the same
Oh,
position.
they kind of crashed.
Oh,
They had
okay.
contact. Aggressive move into turn 1. But they both continue.
Alright, Ears is too far ahead to... Yeah, I think Ears is too far ahead now for IRS Parvez. And it is going to be Aladi Alkpeus for the second time in a row that is going to win the Pro Championship race here. Round number 12, Italy, is his, and a well-driven race from him. Michael Ayers is going to finish second, only, well, just under a second ahead of...
Oh no, and Robin Panzer's without a front ring.
Oh, wow.
What happened there?
Jordi...
I heard Leon Clue also without a front ring.
Oh, did the teammates crash again? Jordi Lopez finishes 4th, Leonov 5th. Lionel Clue is going to come home in 6th. Is Robin Panzer gonna come home in 7th? I think so, just ahead of Dave Paling.
What's happened there?
Oh
no!
See the replay in a second.
Robin Panzer completely missed braking point into Ascari.
Hutchinson in 9th place. I think a good result from him as well, after he had a really bad start. Ton van Egmond will be happy with a 10th position here, starting from the back of the grid. Gerlof de Vries 11th after his incident, I think can be happy with himself as well. But only imagine where he could have ended when he, if he didn't have that incident. Michael Maida 12th, Tucson 13th, did a really good job defending this race. Remco Major 14th, Connor Acatella in 15th, Tom Oldemenger 16th, David O'Reilly a good 17th, Lawrence Doherty in 18th place after he crashed later in the race as well. And then Reinier Vergeer, Mirko Lupini and Karja Hudson closing off the finishers. Let's see what happened to Panzer and his teammate. First, the incident into turn 1. Lionel Clue braked quite late. Then they turned into each other, basically. That's not the most ideal thing to do. Panzer turned in a little bit on Lionel Clue. Then they continued their race. Then coming up to the second chicane was all fine. Let's scroll it back a little bit. Then Lesmo 2, all safe and sound as well. Coming to Ascari, did something happen there? Let's see. Braking for number 10. Oh, he just totally outbroke himself. Robin Panzer totally outbroke himself. Takes him and his teammate out in the last lap of the race. And luckily they can both finish ahead of Dave Paling and don't lose any points. But wow. Just absolutely amazing that you can take out your teammate in the last lap of a race.
Ooh.
Anyway.
What a race.
It's been a good race, yeah. A very action-packed race. Maybe not always in the most positive way, but I think Alari can be very happy with himself. Michael and Harris can be happy with himself. I think Harris will be, well, maybe not all too happy with himself, but still podium position. Still will gain points compared to Lukacek. Jordi Lopez, I think, for me, is driver of this race. Coming from P18 up to a 4th place. Great race. And then, yeah, a couple of guys. Dave Paling, also a good result in 8th place. Mark Hutchinson, good recovery. Tom van Egmond, I think, probably his best finish this season so far. Not entirely sure, but yeah, good job.
I think everyone who survived today did a good job. Most of them.
Yeah, exactly. And I think it is time to close this broadcast off for today. It's been a great race, as we've said already. I would like to thank the viewers, and I would like to thank you, Peter, for joining me in the commentary booth again.
Yeah, thank you too.
The World Championship race will be starting in about, or the stream for the qualification will be starting in around an hour and 10 minutes time. 16:30 GMT to be exact. So make sure you all tune in for that. Will be a interesting race. A couple of replacement drivers, wink wink. I'll be driving myself, so you won't have me in the commentary booth there. You will be having, of course, our lovely friend Dave Paling and David O'Reilly in the commentary booth. I trust those guys totally to make it a very exciting broadcast. So make sure to tune in for that in just over an hour's time. Until then, take care and have a nice one.
Goodbye.